No.
Yeah. Okay. So I never realized how many different things we had to do in order to scoop ice cream. I just thought, like, you go and scoop. But this one's really big on liability. So we have a lot of people that get hurt with the wrist because they get carpal tunnel because they scoop the wrong way. So if no one knows how to scoop, like the friend that you videotape, then they hurt themselves. So we have a lot of people that scoop this way. So they use their wrist. So if you want to go and use this after 8-hour shift, after a couple of days of working the same shift over and over again, you will get carpal tunnel. So the best way to scoop is to stab it. So you're stabbing somebody and then pull it with your elbow. So you're using this motion instead of using your wrist. You never want to use your wrist. If a manager, or I see you, because I'm my assistant manager, so if any of us sees anybody scooping with their wrist, we have to give them a coaching. And the coaching just tells them, you pull them aside and you tell them, you can't do it like that, or it's going to hurt yourself, and we have to send you, to the health department, and then they have to get you a physical therapist, and it's a whole thing. So they're really big on liability, so you don't ever want to scoop with your wrist. And I never thought about it until I actually talked about it with you guys. And so we have to stab it and pull it. So you never want to use your wrist, so now if you do it at home, you don't get they do it for a job, so 8-hour shift is painful for them.
For repetitive work.
Yeah.
Repetition.
Mm-hmm. And we also have tunnels, like not tunnels, but wall, I don't know what we call it, but just like tubs like this that are next to a little sink. And the sink has to be 95 degrees water every time because it needs to be hot. Because this scoop, this is actually the training scoop, but we have bigger scoops. They're all metal, and those have chemicals. This has a chemical coating, too, that makes the ice cream come off easier. This was the training. This one is the one that we use for training. So the water has to be 95 degrees, and it has to be running 12 hours a day, every day. Since we open till we close, it has to be running water. It can't be just stagnant because it makes the milk and the water just stay in the same spot. So by having it open throughout the whole time, the entire shift, open, since the restaurant opens till they close, it has to be running the whole time. It has to be 95 degrees, so I have to go every 2 hours. I have to temp the water with my thermometer to make sure it's 95 degrees. If it's not 95 degrees, we have to call the service department that comes in and fixes the temperature of the water. So we have to make sure that's up to temp. The ice cream also, I don't know what the temp. Oh, okay, this one's hard and this one's hard, but it has to be between 15 degrees and 25 degrees, and I have to go ahead and temp every tub every couple hours too. That's my job as an assistant manager. I have to go and temp every tub, and if it's too cold, they can't scoop it because they're gonna hurt themselves again. If it's too soft, it's gonna be bad show. So it's not gonna be the quality that Disney wants it to be. So it has to be between 15 and 25. And then if it's too cold, we take it out, we put it away, and if it's too warm, if it's too soft, too warm, if it's above 25 degrees, we take it out, put it back in the freezer, use it later when it reaches temperature. So, and like I said, quality control for us is 4 ounces every time. I don't know how good I'm going to be on this because our tubs are about this big. They're 4 gallons each. And we go through those every 15 minutes.
So can you tell us a little bit about the scooper?
Yeah. The scooper has a chemical coating. I forgot what the chemical was. But this is the one we use for training. So when you're training new people, new hires, we use this scoop. It has the yellow one, the yellow handle. The scoops that we use on the daily, they're all metal, and they have a brown spot on the top that actually has water inside. That I don't really know what the water inside of the scoop means, but I think it sets off a chemical thing too that makes the ice cream come off easier from the scoop. But this is the one we use for training. I asked my manager, he let me borrow it. So we grab it like this, and we just pull it without moving your wrist, and that's going to create a ball, essentially. So that's pretty much all it is.
It's so different from what my friend did, right?
Yeah.
And is the thing on, or you don't want
This
to
one?
measure this
Yeah,
one?
we can do 4
Okay.
ounces. Like I said, this is different. This is for training, but this is not 4 ounces. Like, I know I have more space when I'm scooping at work.
Right, sure.
This is...
Now notice this is all operations management, not marketing.
So when that happens, we don't have the water or the chemicals. It gets stuck to it, and so you can't really scoop a perfect ball. So that's why you dip it in the water, lose it up, and you can use it again. So you have to dip it in after scooping every time. So if it's a double, you have to scoop.
That's 4 ounces. That's a lot of
That's
ice cream.
4.2.
Wow!
So-
Pretty close.
4.2.
So we'll do another one if you guys want. We'll do vanilla. This is kind of soft. So And we use dryers, so we use this brand.
Oh, I see.
That's all we use. We don't use any other.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I thought 4 ounces was like
That's 4.0.
Oh my god!
Perfect. So I mean, I train people, and I supervise them. So I have to make sure I put out the scale at least once a week. And I have to make sure they all have 4 ounces, because if you do 5 ounces every time after 4 orders, you're giving 1 away. So you're giving out product for free. So we have to make sure that we have to scoop 4.0 like I did, and they have to do it every time. Otherwise, it's too costly for the company. And we use dryers, and our tubs are the same, same make, same mold, same size and shape, but it's for 3.9 gallons, and we use about I don't know throughout the year. Have you guys been to this and that mountain? The mountain's in the middle. It's called the Matterhorn. Every year we scoop the same volume. So we scoop the same volume as the mountain every year. We sell that much. So Orlando's always out the door. If you guys ever go, it's always busy. But that's pretty much what we do. And
Wow.
it's
Thank
crazy.
you
No
very
problem.
much. You wanna stop the video?
I'm glad I got 4.0. I wasn't even sure if I did.
Oh no, locked.
Oh, okay.
Alright, have fun, good. I'll make it for you now. I was gonna bring my thermometer, but